Mike, it's 9 a.m. Why?
It is.
Why are we doing this? Who records a podcast at 9 a.m.?
A busy pair of people with, hectic lifestyles.
I had to get up specially.
Careers.
I went to bed early for this.
Did you seriously?
Yes.
That's amazing. That is a testament to our friendship that you did that. I appreciate that.
I hate doing stuff in the morning. That's how much I like you.
Oh,
I'm going to be bleary. Normally, this is like a quick and witty podcast. No, normally, actually, what I do, because
apologies. This is never a quick podcast. What are you talking about?
It's got wittiness. You know what I'm saying?
It's got wittiness.
What I normally do, because Discord has like a variable difference between a delay between us, and we record this through Discord. I normally edit like every line, so it just sounds like we're talking like normal people talk.
Normal people. Yeah,
but I'm not doing that for this one, so everyone can get the 9 a.m. feel. This was just going up raw.
This should. Well, I was saying as well beforehand, you should put this. You should also load this to YouTube as the lowest quality video you've ever put on the platform.
It would not be anywhere near the lowest quality video I've ever put.
Do you know what's funny is to illustrate your point perfectly, the audio cut out slightly mid laugh there for you. So this is going to be an amazing listening experience.
Awesome.
This is going to be good.
I'd apologize, but I'm too fucking tired because I've only had. It's so hot, and I have to have the window open. And if you have the window open, you get woken up by chickens. So it's wonderful. Not everyone. That's not the same for everyone. I'm aware.
It's not
privilege. Is it a privilege?
Yeah, you got the chicken. It's the chicken privilege. We were talking about this before we started recording. I'm exceptionally jealous of your lifestyle. Underground trains it involves on a daily basis. It sounds great.
I run a retirement home for chickens. I don't know if people know this but this is true. I legitimately do. I rescue chickens, the egg layers that are about to die, and I because they get put down after 18 months, and I bring them to my house, and I kind of try and bring them back to life, basically, because a lot of them are very unwell. And then I just let them retire on a lawn that they poo on and eat. Anyway.
You have taken veganism to its logical conclusion. You're actually positively impacting. You're not just outside of the meat industry consumption. You're actively offsetting it. That's the level of veganism you've achieved.
Yeah, I think I'm a vegan apologist. You know, I've ate all these animals now. I've got to look after them. I'm trying to undo some of the things.
Oh, it's like an action movie, like a guilt-ridden. Kind of I was trying to think of Lone Wolf and Cub, but all I could think of in the moment was the Mandalorian and Grogu, which is
Disney warped your brain.
Disney's warped my brain. It's
hey, Mike. Yeah. Here's an amazing segue for you. Ready? Disney warped your brain. I wonder what's coming next from you.
That was beautifully done.
My original segue was going to be: I haven't been up at 9 a.m. since 1997, which also would have a good
segue as well.
But we'll go with this one. I won't deconstruct it as we go.
Yeah.
So, Mike, what's next for you?
Yeah, don't think about it too hard. I'm making a vampire game.
Why are you making a vampire game? I'm going to write notes. I'm writing notes now.
You're writing notes? What are you writing notes about?
Mike, vampire game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you have played it, so I feel like I
played it a while ago.
It's not necessarily entirely correct.
Okay. Yeah, no, I have played it. I kept this a secret, Mike. How good am I?
You did. You've been keeping my secrets for years, Dad. I appreciate you for it.
I keep everyone's secrets. I haven't leaked
you were a playtester. You were a playtester. Was how long ago was that? Like a couple of months or
a couple of months ago. Yeah.
Yeah, so you've played a very broken version of the game, and we'll talk about your experiences later. But yeah, it's cool. Vampirium 1997. It's a vampiric assassination sandbox, I think, is where I keep changing the genre name I give when I'm talking to people. I think it's that. It's an immersive sim. Most of the internet agrees with me. Some people very much disagree with me. That's going to be a fun one to watch play out in the next couple of years.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I definitely think it's an immersive sim.
I appreciate that.
Because, I mean, Mike was like, what's your favorite immersive sims? And I sent you like a fucking 40-minute voice note.
So I'll give a bit behind the scenes actually, because that was a specific thing. So that the reason, so yeah, I reached out to you like I can't remember, probably about a month ago, and asked you like what are the indie immersive sims that like that mean a lot to you that you like. What that is that's when we're putting together like a sort like a Steam page,
Yeah.
we're looking at like people who are fans of this genre and specifically are playing indie games in this genre, what else are they playing? And then you just look at like, so how are those games talking about themselves? What Steam tags are they using? And you're kind of you do this kind of analysis. And yeah, you sent me I thought you were going to send me like, oh, there's these two games I've been playing a lot, and you sent me essentially an essay on the current state of immersive, which was genuinely really interesting, and I enjoyed reading it. And then I need to check out a bunch of those games, but like
It was an audio message. It wasn't an essay. It was an audio message. I couldn't be asked to write all that out.
It wasn't. No, you know why I think it was an essay? Because the thing with an audio message, Dan, is I can't send that to my marketer, Dan. So I had to do. So
you can, of course you can.
I sat and I like wrote bullet points. I was like being in a lecture at uni. I sat down with your audio playing and I was writing notes. So I sent like a bullet point notes version of your thing to them. But yeah, no, I'm unapologetically, it's an immersive sim. I wasn't at the start. Like, it was definitely when I was first making it, I didn't know what it was, and I was making the thing that I thought was interesting.
Yeah.
And then my business partner was like, you're making an immersive sim. And I was like, slim. I've been saying that a lot, so I just that was a fun Freudian slip.
It's an immersive slip.
That's what I call it in the gameplay walkthrough on Steam. But yeah, no, I was kind of one of the last people to be convinced of it. Like, I was definitely working on it, and initially I was like, nah, it's not an immersive sim, it's not XYZ. But as it's gone on and as the game's kind of built up, it's like, no, that is what it is from my perspective, in terms of how you play it, in terms of what the experience is like playing it. Like, it feels like that, and that's exciting to me because I'm a massive fan of like old school immersive sims back in the day. So
snuck into your brain. That's what they've done.
Well, it's just, I was saying this. I've been doing a lot of interviews in the last couple of days, and one of them I was doing yesterday. I said it used to just be the default kind of PC game. It's weird that it's now like a niche or specific thing. Like in the 90s, like late 90s, early 2000s, games had this stuff in them. And the guy interviewing me was like, why is that not the case anymore? I said, I think it's mainly because of arsehole game directors like me who came in and went, this game is actually about this, and there's a right way we want the player to see this, and we want them to do this in a very particular way. And that kind of whittled gameplay down to, a very, very constrained kind of possibility space. So I think I always wanted to make something like that. And I played a bit with that in Tron Catalyst, but that was just a very ambitious game. We couldn't get to that level of fidelity with it. Whereas I think with this is just me going, I want to be able to like simulate liquids in containers. I want to I put the fire sim in a couple of weeks ago. And like I'm having so much fun just making like the nerdiest kind of overlapping simulation stuff.
Yeah. Because that's what you've done with it, is you've stripped it down to the barest essentials.
I should say, actually, because we're talking about this, probably people who are listening have no idea what we're talking about. So it's like I
would have put footage up. I'm not an amateur, Mike. There'll be footage on
You're not
YouTube.
Amateur. They're watching okay.
The podcast people haven't got a clue, but
people like me who put a YouTube video on and then walk to a completely different room to do their laundry. It's in the middle of the screen. You've got a set of tiles that represent the things in the room you're currently in. You've got some tiles representing any characters who are in the room with you, and then you've got a big map of the overall space you're in. You basically you essentially play out an immersive sim by dragging tiles onto each other or just clicking on tiles, and you can do pretty much like the initial prototype. The target I set myself was I want to recreate most of the mechanics of Deus Ex.
Yeah,
and I got some way towards doing that. I think I got most of that.
Less robot arms than Deus Ex. I mean, at least in the version I played.
That's true. That's true. Oh my goodness! Sorry, you've just set my brain on a I do vampire cyborgs. That sounds interesting.
I've just delayed the game 3 months. I'm so sorry, everyone.
No, me. It's one of the funnest conversations I'm having with Alexander, my business partner. He him and me arguing over what's too silly because I want to go very silly, and he's like, it's going to stop being cool if you go quite as wild. Cyborg vampires feels like something that's on that line, which means I'll definitely do it.
I mean, the visual, of course, is like blood being pumped through like transparent piping on them, so they get their blood supply through the thing.
That's what's so fun about the Y2K aesthetics of of the setting of it's set in 1997. Obviously, I'd want iMac limbs, right, where it's like that transparent plastic.
Yeah,
man. Okay, I've sold my. I'm doing this at some point. This might be in 2-3 years. There might be a level that introduces cyborg vampires. It's fun, but that's what's fun about the immersive sim thing is you can think in this kind of and it forces you to think in this kind of modular way where you're working out you're dropping stones in a lake. And you're watching those ripples, so it's like what chaos can I create by adding the idea of cyborg characters to the game? I don't know. I can't remember if this was in the version. I think this was in the version you would have played where you can unlock decapitation.
I have not unlocked decapitation.
I can't remember if I put this in before or after the version you played, but you can decapitate someone. But when you decapitate them, the head is then an object in the world. So now you can use that head as a weapon. You kind of throw it at people, but you can also use it as a distraction thing where you can place it in a room to freak everyone out. So you can kind of put it in the path of someone patrolling, walk away, and then they'll obviously find a head, and that will freak them out, and they'll go running around. So that's the stuff with immersive sims where it's like, oh, it'd be cool if you could decapitate people. It's like, but wait, what if their head was then a physical object, and what could I tie to that, and how would that? And you just get to some fun stuff. Try to think of other things that have been in since you played, but that's only interesting to you and me, so I'll stop that. But how did you? So you played it. You sent me really good notes. I remember you seemed to like it.
I did like it.
I don't put words in your mouth. Yeah.
So I played. It's the version I played was just the one level, and I played it to absolute death.
It was the Jean Bour's Manor, right?
Yes. Yeah. Well, it was a manor. I don't remember names. I don't remember the names of the characters in Lower Decks, and I watched 5 series of it, mate. there was Boimler, and I think that's it. That's all I got.
Boimler, yeah.
My brain doesn't work like that. No, so the version I played, rock up at a manor. You're like, I'm here to kill a guy, if you want, or you just sort of wander in and be like, yeah, I'm just gonna take the tour. It's got that Hitman vibe.
Nice.
You're entering a place and you're like, all right, I need to sort of puzzle out the space while also puzzling out how I'm going to murder a guy. But what I really enjoyed about it is everything you do rolls the clock on. The clock, it's like you go here, this is this is going to take a few seconds. This is going to take a few seconds here. And you've got a clock and stuff is tied to that clock. In a way that I particularly find... I did try and break your game, but I ran out of time, I will say. I did want to see what happens if you... Sorry.
I should say every action takes a certain amount of time.
Yes.
All the characters around you, they do things in that time, but the time pauses while you're making a decision, basically.
Yeah.
So you can a patrolling character, you can kind of schedule and plan around that, and there's a lot of fun mechanics that can make use of that. Sorry, go on. How are you going to try and break my game? Tell me.
Well, I thought, what happens if you hide in a cupboard for 24 hours?
So the fun thing, so you can. I'm gonna at some point prevent this because there's 100%. Things would start to be a bit weird. So you can, and the day-night cycle would continue. The problem is the routines of the characters obviously wouldn't continue in perpetuity.
Yeah.
That would be a lot of pointless work for like 0.05. I'm gonna probably put just a very, very, very generous time limit on it.
Yeah.
So basically like I think I might even break the fourth wall with it. I might just put up like a little like a notification that happens after like 4 hours of in-game time have happened of like, you think you're clever, eh? Fair play, you know. Like, well done.
Because that's what I wanted to do. Because everything only takes like a couple of seconds, really. That's why 4 hours is very generous. So I was like, if I had the time today, I would have literally just ticked it through all the way to see because there's stuff happening at the start of the day that I missed. And I was like, if I go and hide in a cupboard. But then, like, I've introduced myself to people, and I'm like, yeah, I'll have a wander around, and then I just get into a cupboard and wait 24 hours. I think some people would have questions.
That's the problem, I think, is you start, and this is the issue with any simulation, is simulations go crazy if you leave them running for too long.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think, or at least as well, I think as you say, like your expectations would be like, there's a lot of stuff you would have to make to allow that to work.
Yeah.
That would be not seen by anyone. That would be my main problem with it.
I also think it comes across as artificial. So in like I recently replayed Hitman Blood Money because your game put me on a bit of a Hitman kick. So I was like, I'm going to replay Blood Money.
Put that on the box. Put that on the box. That's a quote. So good it'll make you want to replay Blood Money is a hell of a quote. That's good.
Because there's more levels of Blood Money than yours. The ones you gave me only had one level.
I know. It's work to be done.
But I had, and like when someone's like, they feel kind of robotic if they do the same thing at the same time, the same thing, and you know the character goes over there, and then they come over here, and then they come back here, and it's supposed to be like a more natural cycle. But them doing something like once at like a certain time of the day and having like a bit of a day routine that budges around that you can learn, I think is less artificial feeling, but still manipulable in that very fun Hitman, I'll have another go and this time I'm going to be a god kind of way.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like in the playtest, one of the notes that came back a bit was people actually wanting more routine events for the characters, like people wanting to see, because it's a bit the version you played was a bit light on that. It was kind of, there wasn't many things that happened or many kind of routine things for the characters that I'm adding a lot more of. Yeah, kind of now based on that playtest feedback. So yeah, people like it. And it's also, I think there's definitely this is a thing. It's definitely a rule. I'm arriving. It's still vague in my head. It's not a hard and fast rule, but definitely like the immersive element of this. I think people want amazing simulation from objects in a game, but I think they want amazing character and story and structure from the characters in the game. I think it's a different. I don't think people really enjoy, as you say, the kind of the artificial. You could make a simulation that could artificially generate behaviors of thousands of characters, but if it does, but I think the thing that people will actually respond to is the bespoke stuff. I've been replaying Watch Dogs Legion,
one of my favorites,
which is. You know what, I kind of didn't get it the first time I played it. Going back to it, I'm really having a good time. But I would say with that, obviously, every character can have a backstory. Every character can have this generated stuff. But the stuff I enjoy with the random characters the most is when I can see a bit of bespoke coming through, where there's like the little anecdotes or stories that come up about the characters, where you're like, the computer didn't generate that. That's just someone made a 200 interesting things that text box could say. Yeah. And that's where I connect, where I'm like, I can see the writer in that. I can see the junior writer writing those.
On that note, that I actually reference one of those in the Paradox. My character from Watch Dogs Legion, who I had from the beginning all the way up to the end on permadeath. And I took them into the last mission. It was the tensest thing I've literally ever done in a video game. I reference her in Paradox, just as a little throwaway little gag for people to know what it is, but just a bit of a world-building-y scene. But I do mention the thing that was in that text box in Paradox. They're talking about how she had just been banned from the London Zoo.
that is what I'm saying. I think the instinct as a game designer especially one like me who's very into like the system and the numbers under the hood,
Yeah.
is to assume the player that that's the thing that they're there for. And lots of players are, but it feels like, and this is something backed up by the playtesting we've done, is people want that from inanimate objects. They want to be surprised by characters, but they want objects and things to work how they'd expect. Like, I think that's the interesting wrinkle. And it's a big statement. I'm sure there's people who disagree with that, but like that's a nice, interesting space to play in. And I'm having fun doing that.
Yeah.
But yeah. I'm glad you dug it.
I'll talk more about it. I want to go back to Watch Dogs Legion for a second. Because another thing I really enjoyed in Watch Dogs Legion was that your actions were built into the generation tool. So if you were driving around like a lunatic and you plowed through somebody because it's
it would say this guy hates this guy.
Yeah. If you then wanted someone, it's like, I want to know more about this guy because he seems useful. It will go, oh, well, you know that guy you ran over, that was his sister, so you're really going to have to work hard to try and get him on side. And I kind of like that reverse setting up of things. I thought that was very clever.
There's a lot of cool stuff going on. Wasn't the director on that? Isn't it the director from Far Cry 2? It's like there's that one guy.
My favorite Far Cry. That would make sense. Yeah.
I think it's this one guy. I'm forgetting his name right now, but he's the one. He's this guy who's basically been like quietly putting excellent immersive sim elements into AAA games. His whole career, and I'm forgetting his name. I feel bad about that. But yeah, I think it's the same guy. I might be wrong. But yeah, no, I think I'm really enjoying going back to Legion. It's also funny now that I'm back. When I played the first time, I was living in London, and I moved away, and now I'm back in London a lot of the time, and going back to it as someone who's in London and being able to like map the like, oh, this is bullshit that they cut this bit out, but also why the hell did they include this street? Like, this is weirdly specific.
And that's the first thing I did when I got a hold of the game is I did a walk around London and sort of like saw how much of it was what London I knew and how much of it was like bits missing. It was I love it. I mean,
they compress the hell out of it. Like, it's definitely like it's
London's massive.
It is huge.
It's a big ass city. It's Watch Dogs Legion. While you're waiting for Mike's next game,
play Watch Dogs Legion. It's surprisingly cool. Yes.
So basically, your game had the Hitman thing, where you don't silent assassin it first time. The first time, if you can get in and out alive, great. That's kind of, and you learn and you piece together what you can and sort of what's going on and things that you can do. And you find kind of useless tools and you go, what's this useless tool for? And then you find out the useless tool has a very fun function if you do this thing with this thing. Because, I mean, my favorite thing I did was basically had to sprint around like a lunatic as soon as I got into the building. But I picked up 3 brooms and used them to kill a guy.
That's good. You told me that and I knew exactly how you did it. You made use of barricades, right?
Yes, so you could use a broom to barricade any door. I think it's any door. It was at least the doors I needed to barricade.
Right now it's any door. I'm a game designer though, so I'll probably add a door at some point that magically can't be barricaded for some reason.
No handle. No handle. Can't do it with a broom.
Oh, there you go. Done. There you go. Like an automatic, like a sliding door. You're absolutely right. I think right now you can barricade elevators, so I should probably fix that because you couldn't do that in real life. So I will remove that from elevators based on this conversation.
You could barricade it from moving. You could barricade it to the same floor because you could put a broom in on the ground. The doors won't be able to close. The elevator won't be able to move. You can barricade an elevator.
There you go. Carry on. Carry on. Tell the audience how you use brooms to kill a guy.
Well, that was a vampire, right? Who sent there to kill. I was doing lots. I just pissing about with it. I'm play testing. I'm trying to kill him in stupid ways, and I realised that one of the things he likes to do in the morning is just before the sun comes up. He likes to just take in the last little bit of the night, doesn't he?
He does. He's very romantic about the sun. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
And
on the night. Yeah,
the
yeah.
really funny thing about the 3 doors that lead out is that I found 3 brooms as well.
That
So
almost feels like someone put exactly the right number of rooms in the level for you and made sure that they were far enough away from each other that you could get it
I
done.
was
Yeah.
cackling while I was running around trying. I was trying to like make sure I could get all the because I had to find all the brooms and I had to do the thing. And I'm just like running in, finding brooms, running out, be like, see you tomorrow. I'll be back. Fucking quick load. Got all the brooms, barricaded all the doors, and then I kind of just stood there at the last one as he's like banging on the door and screaming, and I'm like, "Aw, did baby stay out too late?" and then people came in and were like, "What the hell?" and tried to stop it, and that became a massive fight. So I had to do it again to make it a bit of a cleaner one. But no, I was sort of like I was defending a broom at one point because I was like, "No, you can't break this broom down. I need this broom." I'll fight all you motherfuckers. That was
That's cool. That's cool.
So that's some of the fun that you can have.
That's I mean that's what I want and that's what is fun about building a game like this is obviously when I figured out that that was a thing that people could do, you nudge it, you give it, you try and help, so for me with that, a good example of that is I realized, oh wait a minute, because of the systems I've built, you could kill him this way, but there weren't enough brooms. I mean, there were only 2 brooms and there were 3 doors that he could use to get away from there. So that was like, okay, I'll add another broom, and then you do a playthrough and make sure that like, okay, so if someone absolutely guns for it, can they get this done in the time they've got? Yes, cool. So there's that light touch of design where you're like, I'm gonna make sure that this opportunity can work.
Yeah.
And then obviously you just playtest the hell out of it. And what happened was like that first playtest I did months and months and months ago, people tried a bunch of different things and were annoyed that they didn't work. So by the version you played, I kind of addressed what those things were. And it's what's exciting to me about doing this. We're going to go into early access with this. Is that
that's
people will just. It is new for me. It's terrifying. But what's cool is I want a forum of people going, "Fuck you! Why can't I kill this guy in this particular way that I want to?" And then that's a nice opportunity of like, okay, well, let's see if that's something that we can put in and kind of smooth that off. It's also just so modular that I can do something in one level and add functionality to something in the room, and then suddenly that will propagate across the rest of the game, which is really nice. So yeah,
what are you building in?
This is Godot.
I've been playing around with Godot a bit. It's a beautiful little system.
It's a lovely engine, really nice. I mean, I've said like I'm not doing 3D stuff, so I can't vouch for any of the 3D aspect of it. But for this game, it's perfect. Like it's so good. The UI stuff's excellent.
Yeah,
it's fast as well, which was not something I was expecting. Like for doing. With an immersive sim, you're doing a surprising amount of stuff under the hood at all times to simulate, to simulate the world, right?
Yeah.
And Godot doesn't break a sweat. I think on desktop for me, on my desktop, it's running at like 120 FPS. On Steam Deck, it's like at 60, which is more than okay for a game like this.
I always want my games to 60. I'm that guy.
Yeah,
I'm that guy.
Fine.
I got 144 hertz monitors. Nah. I'm gonna play 60.
No, I'm with you though. Nothing annoys me more than a game that's like hovering around like 60 to 65. It looks worse than a 30 FPS game. That kind of stuff. So I'm totally with you.
Lock it down.
But obviously, when you're making a game, you want to know what your headroom is, because the reason you run the game when you're developing at 120 FPS is so you notice when it drops down to 90, because that means you fucked something up, right? That means oh shit, what did I add to the game? what stupid shader did I put on something? What the one that I fixed last week was because in the game you've got the map and you've got characters moving around on that map. And they're quite clever. They're kind of moving towards the doors before they unlock them and stuff like that. It looks nice and kind of conveys what's going on around you. But the code by which I was making those characters like know where to go on the map was so wasteful. That was essentially like running 1,000 random place the character, and then basically place the character somewhere random in the bounding box of a room, and then check if that location that I've put them is legal. Is it inside the walls? Is it far enough away from other things? And I was running so many calculations to do that. It was just so wasteful. I fixed it the other day where I actually made it much smarter, and it only places them in legal places in the first place. I took something that was running like, I think it was literally like each character was trying to position themselves 5,000 times every time they moved. And I brought that down to, I think now it's like 20 or something, because it's just checking the try. It depends on how complex the room is, but like those kind of things. That's why as a developer you run the game at such a high frame rate, is so you can spot like, oh, I have 3 guys on the screen. Why is the frame rate dropped to 90? You know, that's why you do it.
Game's thinking just too hard.
Yeah, but it's fun. I'm having a really good time making it. I think it's because it's definitely like the most technically complex thing I've worked on, I think. Just the amount of stuff going on.
I said you've sort of entered your Tom Francis era. That's what it feels like.
I like that. As a big Tom Francis fan, I find that very complimentary.
You get it. It's Tom Francis complimentary. There's no other way to take that. Like, because Tom Francis, for me, because when I played it, I was like, oh, if Tom Francis releases, I'd be like, yeah, this is a Tom Francis game. Because it's got that level of interactivity and pissing about. But like, it's very clever, but it's also very silly in the things that you can do. I haven't leaked out of a window yet.
Immersive sim.
Yeah, that's why I haven't leapt out of a window yet. That's my only.
So this is a whole thing, like so there's no windows. So right now the game doesn't have windows mechanically as a concept. But on my to-do list for months has been allowing you to jump out of windows and basically use windows as teleporters by turning into a bat. So you can basically fly out of any window and fly into any other window.
Oh, that's so cool.
And that's been on my list for months and months and months. And then I think the first comment we got on the Steam forum when we announced the game and put the store page up was someone saying, why can't I jump out a window? And it's like, that's a really good question. And here's the answer. So no, I want that. Right now you can, so some things I've added since you played it were like shoving people off balconies and stuff like that. So being able to do that with windows. The other thing that's cool about windows, I need to think through how I do this mechanically, is curtains.
Yeah.
And sunlight getting into the building. Which is something that right now sunlight, which can damage both you because you're a vampire and your enemies, is very room based. So it's if you're indoors, there's no sunlight because it figures like if vampire owns this building, he's not going to have window lights. He's gonna black that all out. But the idea that like you can maybe smash or open a window and let sunlight into a room, that mechanically just opens a lot of really interesting things and gives the player some interesting choices. So windows are very much on my list of things that will make the game instantly much cooler.
So it is a Tom Francis game, is what I'm hearing. That's what
it is. The second question I was asked, Dan, is there a jump button? Fuck you. That's your fault. Probably the person who asked that is probably listening to this. And I'm not saying, I want the person who asked it to know that I'm not saying fuck you to you. I'm saying fuck you directly and specifically to Dan. But yes, you can actually now jump down from balconies. So technically there is a jump button.
Oh my God. You finally... And this is going to be your best game. And then I just want all the glory to go on me because I was like, that's what you needed. You needed a jump button.
You can just be down the pub and just be like, that game was shit when I playtested it, but I gave some really good notes, and now it's a masterpiece.
Do you see me as someone who goes down the pub?
I could see you going to like the village pub.
Okay.
I could see you as someone who used to be a barman in a village pub. You're definitely a type who would walk into a village pub.
That's my kind of
You come in for your one beer. You chat to people and you have a nice time, and then you leave by like 7 p.m.
Well, I've got an early night. I've got to get up and do a podcast at 9 in the fucking morning.
This is what I'm saying. That's what they were. All those guys were podcasters. I didn't realize it, but they were podcasters. I'm just honestly like I'm just incredibly. I think the thing that I was happiest about with your playtest feedback was you just immediately going, this is Hitman vibes,"
Yeah,
because that I think obviously is a big influence. I think that sense of exploration and play, the thing you said about silliness, like to me, that's part of that's not what immersive sims. I think it's an interesting balance. If you look at most immersive sims, the context of what you're playing is very self-serious,
yeah,
but it's all built in a way where it knows the player on a meta level is going to have fun and be silly on top of that. So, like, Hitman is grim, right? The actual text of Hitman is about awful people, and you're a sad clone who doesn't really talk, and you're being manipulated, and it's dark. And Deus Ex is about the fall of civilization in the face of awful technologies, and blah 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 blah. Um, but they know you're going to stack a bunch of grenades to jump up to something in Deus Ex, or you're going to throw a fish at someone in Hitman. Like,
yeah.
it's that contrast is something I'm intentionally trying to do here. Is like the game is this kind of 90s thriller vampires stuff,
Mm.
but I know you're going to have fun, and that's what's cool about vampires as a monster, is that they are a set of immersive sim rules in themselves, right? So,
Yeah.
like, if I can get this guy out into daylight, then that's going to hurt him. Oh, I wonder if this silver weapon's going to be useful. All of these kind of little things that because you've absorbed vampire pop culture,
Yeah.
play into the simulation and play into the systems, and hopefully kind of give people interesting ideas, which is another thing that, like, genuine. I'm just rambling now, but because I've not been able to talk about this game with anyone for ages. Like the one of the really big things from around the playtesting you were in that came back from lots of people was that you were that it was that the game wasn't showing them what the opportunities were. Like, the
Mhm.
game wasn't offering up ideas,
Yeah.
um, which I think for a certain kind of player, kind of your type, you don't care necessarily about
I
that because
don't want those things. I was like, no,
you're gonna
I'm gonna piss about and find out.
go looking. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But finding little ways to kind of give those subtle things to other players
Hmm.
while not like pissing you off, basically, that's been
Yeah.
the interesting stuff. So now, like, the items, there are like right now when you in the version you played, if you hover over a tile, there's like a tooltip that comes up that kind of breaks down some things you can do with that object.
Hmm.
Now those things are like hinted at with little mini icons on the tile. So you've
Hmm.
got this kind of, at a glance, you can go, oh, I can look at that thing.
Yeah.
And you don't have to necessarily do the tooltip of, which for a certain kind of player, just kind of, it's more inviting to that player and kind of says like that there's interesting things to do in this room. Because I think one of the things that's interesting about immersive sims in 2026 is they kind of blow the mind of people who've not played them, because people are
Yeah.
so used to walking into a room in a video game and the only thing that matters is the door to the next area and anyone who's shooting you.
Yeah.
And when you tell them, no, you could pick up that photocopier and use it as a weapon, or you could print out some evidence that you can show to someone that will make them unlock something for you, they'll freak out. Like, I can use an object in a game for more than one thing is such an alien concept to a lot of players, because
Yeah.
there aren't many games that do that, and that's the weird thing where immersive sims are kind of one of the few places you can get that stuff. So there's definitely I had playtesters who were like, I don't, I, I were confused that there were things that they could do that were not immediately obvious, that they could kind of investigate and find. The letting players know it's okay to experiment. It's okay to go and pick up those brooms. The game's probably going to let you do something cool with them.
Yeah.
I think your immersive sim radar senses just went off. You got the fucking spider sense of like, oh, there's an opportunity for me here. But I think there's a lot of players who you kind of have to give a little bit more help to with that.
Well, so
The
when
trick
you
is to do that without pissing you off. That's the
what
that's the
I
balance.
like when you finished the level in the version I played, there was the wall of things that you could also do, but they're just kind of vaguely hinted at.
Yeah, it's again like stolen from Hitman, right? That
Yeah.
is a 100% like, sorry, not legally stolen from Hitman, inspired by Hitman. Um, but yeah, like yeah, because that, to be honest, that's a big part of why because I think the current Hitman, I mean, what is it called? World of Assassination. That's like Hitman 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
Like that was the first Hitman where I actually replayed levels,
Yeah.
and it was just and then I went back and played Blood Money and replayed it. Played Blood Money the way I play modern Hitman, but like a big part of that was having the game point out to you that there are other things you could have done. I
Mm.
think is incredibly powerful for that,
Yeah.
because and the idea that you have not seen everything in the game,
Yeah.
like actively saying to the player, like, no, there are stones you did not turn over,
Yeah.
and hopefully, if the game's interesting enough, they'll want to. They'll
See,
want to try that
I
again.
didn't go back to many levels in that Hitman. I used to go back to all the levels in the earlier Hitmans
Interesting.
because I always found that the size of the new ones was just too big.
I know what you mean.
Every level just felt just a little too big for me to kind of wrap my skull around and stay. Like you kind of get the lay of an area, then you find like a whole underground system underneath it, and you're like, oh fuck off! Like I'm not going to memorize all this. Whereas
It's an interesting one.
Blood Money just gives you like, here's a house and a few like streets around the house. What are you gonna do? And you do like 100 things, and then
Finding that balance has been really interesting,
yeah,
because like
absolutely.
the level I'm working on right now is it's a bit bigger than the manor. It was originally going to be much bigger, but I realized exactly what you're saying, of like that feels overwhelming
Yeah,
and kind of boring, and it
yeah.
doesn't give you the density. The density.
I think
What
that's
I
what it
realized
is.
was
Yeah,
density matters so much more than size
yeah.
with this kind of game. Yeah.
It's like with I think with every game really. If you look at the good games, like Fallout, for instance, you walk 3 feet and you're going to find a door you can go through a whole thing to explore something new. Whereas something like Starfield, here's infinite fuck all. It's not interesting. That's
Man, the
yeah.
art. I've got the art book of Starfield. I've spent more time looking at the art book of Starfield than I have playing Starfield. I love it. The aesthetics of that game are so on point.
It
I
looks
love it.
absolutely beautiful, and it bored me
Yeah.
senseless.
Yeah, I didn't play it much, to be fair. I don't
Yeah.
know, but yeah. But no, I think that's for me. That's the pleasure of working on a game, is it lets me learn that genre deeply. Like
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying that, and yeah, making more stuff for it, making new locations, making new mechanics,
Mhm.
and now starting to dip my toe into doing things that are even more like original. So like,
Yeah.
I don't want to go into it too much, but like I'm working on stuff right now where like the level is changing over time, like the location
Ooh.
thing. I'll tell you when we stop recording what I mean by
Yeah.
that. But like there's yay.
Fuck
But
all
there's
y'all.
like because of that level of abstraction, I can get away with stuff that in a 3D game would be incredibly tough to get done.
Yeah.
So I'm having a really fun time with that. And figuring out like how much stuff I can realistically make for the game, how much players will actually want, how
Yeah.
frequently we can get stuff out, because we're going to be, like I said, we're going to be in early access, so we're going to be releasing chunks of content and working out what those can be and how that works. It's all very interesting. I'm having a good time with it.
Oh, you didn't take my suggestion of once you burn a vampire outside, you should be able to snort their ashes. Like that's
No, I didn't do that. No, I didn't do. I didn't do that.
Although,
I think
oh my
it's
god, no, Mike, it's something you have to add to the game. If you do burn a vampire and they turn to ash, you should be able to collect those ashes and just like throw them in someone's face. I would love to leave that level
feels,
throwing the ashes of the vampire into that butler's fucking face just for no reason. Fuck you, he's dead.
I'm
And then just walk out.
gonna be honest. I kind of like that idea. That's so fun. Like it's like an Assassin's Creed style exploding powders, basically,
Yeah.
like distraction.
Just poof,
I kind of like
vampire.
that. I'm gonna put that on the list. I think
Yes!
that's what works. We're gonna play with it. That's a fun idea. That's
My
fun.
credit is now co-game designer instead of special thanks.
Co-game design.
I'll take special thanks and I'll be happy with it. Don't worry.
You will, and you will. But yeah, no, I think I actually really like that. That's distracted me from whatever it was I was going to say. I like it. I like the ash as a distraction
Yeah.
technique. But that's the thing, is it's fun. You can have these kind of conversations, and you can figure stuff out and then get them in the game pretty quickly.
This
Because again, it's
literally,
the abstraction.
yeah, this conversation here is why you're going into early access. We've just, that is it, isn't it? It's so someone goes thinking like, oh yeah, no, we'll have that.
I want hundreds of this kind of conversation. Yeah,
Yeah.
I want people and we're going to do, I mean, even before we do early access, we're going to do some like closed alphas and stuff, just to kind of get the lay of the land with people.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's a perfect segue into a plug. So go to my Blue Sky, and you can find a link to our well, I'll actually, you know what, I'll give this to Dan, and if he remembers, it'll be in the description as well. Like, the mailing list is where we're going to get people into the alpha when the time comes. And we're doing a short story in that as well, which is fun. And then definitely wishlist the game. Like, that's we need that algorithm's help. We need Valve, we need Steam to be doing its thing, which means we need to just get as many wish lists as we can.
Yeah, people don't really understand about Steam is wishlisting bumps you the fuck up and gets a lot more eyeballs on.
It tells the algorithm you're interesting, basically. Is the way stuff is served on Steam, especially not so much like at this stage. At this stage, the Steam store is not going to kind of serve up the game to anyone, because it doesn't have a release date yet. So no one's gonna. It's for that audience. It's not. But what wish lists do is they basically signal to the algorithm that this is a game people want.
Yeah,
and that means that when we do, go into early access, when we do release the game eventually, like that, those wish lists just make Steam know that this is something worth serving to people.
Yeah.
So that's why indies are always pushing it so hard, because it's the most powerful way we have to get our games seen when the time comes.
Yeah.
So it's an investment, essentially. Like, I'm not getting anything from wish lists right now, but the faster I can get them, the better I can get them. And then also, to be fair, when you start to hit certain big thresholds, it does actually start to get served to people even before that point. So you can, it's a big benefit. But yeah, if 10% of the people who watch this video or listen to this podcast were to wishlist the game, I'd be sorted.
Well, just one
that would
person.
Be amazing.
Just one person. If
one person helps. Well, that's the thing, is everyone. Yeah, like, genuinely, everyone listening to this has a Steam account. If this sounds interesting, please, please, please go and wishlist it. If it doesn't sound interesting, maybe just wishlist it to be nice. That's nice
yeah. I got a load of shit on my wishlist.
Be a friend. But no, it's like you said. With this one, with a lot of games we've made, they have been kind of, I'm going to make the best thing I can. I'm gonna release it, and we will see how the reviews are, and we'll see how the Steam reviews are. But like, this is it, and that's fine. And there's lots of reasons to make games that way. But with this one, I specifically want to build this with like ongoing feedback. I want to get players in. I want to get them playing, and I want to get their notes and thoughts. That's why we've been playtesting it from like the prototype onwards. I've been playtesting it, and there's different people. I've got quite a few mates lined up of like, you're the friend I want to play this at this point in its pro. You know what I mean? Like, sending it to you is like, Dan's the bloke I want playing it at this moment, because I'm just about to get to the point where it feels as creative as I want it to, and I know he'll try and break it, basically. So let's get him playing. I don't think did you actually break it? I was going to ask you,
I'm really pissed off. I genuinely wanted to.
I'm really happy with that. Someone was asking me the other day about like how much of a nightmare QA is on this game, and the reality is, because I hate bugs so much, I just default to fixing bugs, which can really slow me down. Because if I'm making a new feature in the morning and I find a bug by accident while doing that, the bug will take over the rest of my day of fixing it. Yeah. But the outcome of that, being a nerd, is my builds do tend to be quite low on bugs, which is great for playtesting, because you actually get people like you actually play the bloody game instead of just trying to show me up and embarrass me. That's good.
No, I was trying to show up and embarrass a vampire. That's what I was trying to do.
There you go. But yeah,
That's
no,
fine.
so yeah, I've got like there's other game designers and ImSim guys who I'm like, I'm gonna save the game until I know it's really interesting before I put it in front of you, or I'm gonna save the
Yeah.
game before XYZ's end. But yeah, it's cool. And now I'm just at this point, I'm just making new stuff, making new levels, and then just adding depth as I go to everything that's already there.
Yeah.
So I'm having a really good time.
Yeah. It's a very different kind of game from you, which I like. I think all your games are
Mm.
quite different from each other.
I've bounced around a lot, in
Yeah, you
fairness.
don't really
Yeah,
have a style. I think. Do you have a style? I think you did for a little while.
I've been. I think I have an aesthetic style.
Yeah.
Like people definitely like what I think probably the biggest playtest feedback I got from like friends and family was, "Damn, this looks like a Mike Biffle game." Like in
Yeah.
terms of just like I have a specific taste for like UI,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
not even necessarily even good taste, but like specific. Like my games feel like my games. I'm very
Yeah.
kind of there's
Although
that
I was
DNA.
in this one, I believe you're doing more of the art for it, aren't you?
I'm doing all of the art for it
All of the
currently.
art.
Yeah, I mean, I with the caveat that like I use a lot of stock photography and photo bashing and all of this stuff,
Yeah.
all licensed, all royalties
Oh
done the
yeah, this
correct
is the
way.
first game I ever played where at the start there's a fuck AI thing, which I love.
There is. I might be a coward and remove that before the game comes out. I
Keep
forgot that was in the version
it
you played. I
in.
I'm not. The game is never going to have AI in it. I'm never going to. Oh, sorry. The game has game AI, obviously, like how
Yeah,
characters move around and stuff. But I'm never going to use generative AI for any of this. I'm not
yeah,
interested in that for code, for art, for anything. Um, there is, yes, in the build you played, I forgot that. In the build you played, there was a proudly made by humans without the use of generative AI thing. I don't know if that's going to stay. It feels a bit pointlessly confrontational. I don't know. I'm just trying to work out if that's what I want to. It's a the sentiments there. Basically, do I let the game speak for itself by being good without those things, or do I make a big fuss right up front? I'm not sure. I've still got to decide. I keep adding and taking that in and out of the game. I'm not sure. The
I mean,
sentiments
because
there. I'm not going to use that stuff. But yeah,
you specifically
yeah.
told me you're doing all the art and stuff for this because the existence of AI has pissed you off, and you just
That's
want to go.
true.
No, I can do it.
Well, it's kind of it's not. I mean, the piss off is part of it, but it's honestly just the challenge. I got really annoyed. I can't remember where I saw it, but I saw someone saying that that like AI, that you have to use AI if you're not an artist and you want to make a game, you have to use generative AI to compete. And I saw that, and I I think I literally out loud said "fuck you," and then bought 3 art textbooks and just out of spite taught myself how to paint.
Yeah.
Yes, that's true. Actually, yeah,
Yeah.
but but for me as well, though, it's not. The goal is not to be an artist. I've worked with artists. I know artists are amazing. They're talented. They're brilliant.
Hmm.
They've done more work to become that good than I will ever do.
Yeah.
I'm not. I have nothing but respect for actual artists. The goal is to be a craftsperson, to work out how to make something that conveys what I want it to convey and looks cool, but with the humility to understand that I'm not going to become an amazing artist. Like
Yeah.
I don't have the time. We can argue about innate talent and whether that exists or whether it is just an investment of time and work. I tend to be more in the latter camp.
Hmm.
So I'm not going to spend the thousands of hours you need to spend to get as good as the artists I've worked with
Yeah.
on other things. But like I'm good enough that I can take stock photography again with the rights to that, crediting the photographers who are all going to be in the credits of the game, all of that stuff, like and take those images and kind of do paint overs and kind of make it look on style for the game. That I can do, and that's what I'm doing. So
Yeah.
it's like, and I'm proud of what it looks like, and people do like the
It does
aesthetic
look
of the
nice.
game.
It does look nice.
Thank you. Yeah, it's come together, but it's yeah. I think that's for me. That's a more rewarding process for me personally
Yeah.
than prompting an AI to make something.
But I also think that's
I'm proud of what I'm doing.
That is part of the creative process. Like it's more because the stuff you're painting fits your UIs because that's kind of your design and how your brain processes visuals. So it
fits the graphic designer. Yeah.
Totally. It fits really nicely. It's like the thing is this is kind of that's what art is self-expression, and this is you self-expressing. Like no one plays Undertale and goes, if only this had HD fully fledged 3D graphics.
Yeah.
Actually,
right.
AI people probably do. Yeah. But like, it looks like shit.
People do. I guarantee if I type in AI high res, someone's done Undertale. The next gen. There's an awful video somewhere of someone doing that. But I know what you mean. Yeah, it's expression. I want people to play my games and feel like they are in communication with me, like I'm saying something, because that's what I like about watching movies or playing video games or reading a book. Like it is. The second I realize, I mean, and I'm not gonna talk crap about specific games, but playing a game, I was playing a game and I was loving the story of it and the aesthetics and the world. And then I read like a thing online that someone had found, AI generated stuff in it. Yeah. And immediately I was like, oh, the person who made this didn't care.
Yeah.
And it just immediately knocked me out of it was like, it doesn't matter if it's shit, if it's authored. I would rather have something. I'm not saying my game's shit, obviously. I'm proud of it, but like, in their case, in that game I was playing, if they used AI to author something because the thing that was would have been just, they'd have had to have done a shitty job to get that thing in the game. I'm trying to be vague because I don't want to poo-poo someone else's work. But like,
I'll poo-poo it. Whisper it to me.
I'll tell you after we recorded. We'll add it to the list of things I tell you after we recorded. But like that not ruined, but like was a significant dent in that experience of like, oh, this person chose not to communicate with me through this aspect of the game. That sucks. Yeah. So it always leaves me a bad taste in the mouth. And putting aside all of the, environmental stuff and the plagiarism stuff and all the other reasons not to like generative AI, it doesn't feel like I'm connecting with the person who made the thing because I'm not. I'm connecting with Mad Libs,
Yeah.
Autocorrect.
For me, it's the creative process. If you create from the start of the creative process, everything is just going to be first draft. There's you can't iterate on an idea that isn't yours. It's like, so when I wrote Paradox, I knew what I had a scene that was like right near the end of the book, and I was like, this is the scene, and the book is this scene, and we're getting to this scene. Yeah. And that scene isn't in the book because it didn't fit once I started building the story around it. I was like, actually, this scene would be better if I binned it and had a better scene in this place.
Yeah.
It's completely different. So this single concept that spawned the entire book, the initial prompt, if you will, isn't part of it. It's not even in the DNA of it anymore. It's just everything that got built off of that is sort of what ended up. That's the creative process, is you can't just go first draft. You know what AIR is? It's Chris Chibnall, Mike. AIR is
Jeez, that's a
blast to a different podcast.
That's a nostalgia hit. Yeah.
That's what it always feels first draft. It's never like people are like, oh, I've refined my prompts. You haven't though, have you? You've just gone, oh, I'll change this bit and this bit. You haven't come up with you start with an idea and it just starts to boil and bubble and change and mold, and that's the creative process. Yeah. That's the important part of the creative process. That's what makes the creative process fun. Just getting the end product as quickly as possible is capitalism, which nobody wants.
I just think there's a lot of people who don't realize that creativity is failing and then fixing it. I think there's fundamentally, and I get it because I think when you're a kid and you're like, in English class and you're having to write like a story or something as a kid, or like you're in art class and you have to paint a painting, the first experience you have of doing anything creative is you suck.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Same with sports, right? Or anything really. Like the first experience is that you suck. Mm-hmm. And then if you're engaged and interested in what you're doing, you keep going even though you suck. And eventually stuff sucks less. But then even as a professional, when you're, 40 years old making games, and I can't remember how many games I've made, but it's too many games. Even then, the first build of any game I make absolutely sucks. And then I fix it. Yeah. And it's like, I think if you've not learned that, and all of you and your entire experience of a thing is just sucking at it, then you can kind of mythologize this idea that it's impossible. The example I would give here is similar to the art. I'm doing the music for this.
Mm-hmm.
And I was certain I didn't understand or like music. Like I wasn't a musical person.
Mm-hmm.
And I've even like on the other podcast I do, I'd even talked about how like I find it really hard directing composers because I'm like, I don't know anything about music. I just say to composers, like I tell them the tone of what I'm doing. I show them art. I try and give them ideas, but then basically like I see what they come back with.
Yeah.
And I was that. But the act of actually sitting down and going, okay, but what if I actually tried to make some music? And in that case, buying a bunch of music theory textbooks and studying and starting to write shitty music, and then track number 20 was actually starting to be okay.
Yeah.
Like getting to that stage of like writing music, going, oh wait a minute, no, I've been hanging out with composers my entire career. I've got a record collection that is mostly soundtracks. I've been studying and loving music this whole time without really knowing consciously that I was doing that.
Yeah.
And now I'm sitting down and I'm learning what the fuck, a chord progression is. I'm actually, that stuff's starting to click. And what it was I think I just really sucked at playing the recorder as a kid. I think ultimately I just had a shitty experience when I was a kid of being bad.
Yeah.
And I'd not done what I did with graphic design or with games, where I didn't then try and get better. I just went, oh, I suck at this. Fuck it.
Yeah.
And that's kind of makes me sad that I didn't know that about myself, that I could do this. I just needed to work a bit harder and get past it. And that's my thought when I see a lot of people doing generative AI stuff. It's just like, I wish you'd had a good teacher when you were a kid who got you to try and draw it again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's a sadness to it, I think. Because I think you'd be happier.
Creating stuff's wonderful.
It's different.
The most fun thing in the world.
Yeah, it's different for people. I know coders who use like generative AI stuff to speed themselves up. I don't, but I know people who do.
Mm-hmm.
And that I get that. Like if you know what you're doing and it makes you faster. It used to be the case that it actually was like not making people faster. Now there's data that implies that it is making very skilled people faster.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm not a good enough coder. It would break my code if I tried to do it. And all the ethical stuff I mentioned earlier. But like, I get that. But like, for me, this game, I just made a decision early on of like, if I'm going to have to do all this stuff myself, I'll do it myself rather than I don't want to use generative AI. That was the thing. But I like that challenge, and I've had a good time with it. The music stuff, I actually quite like some of the music I'm doing now. I'm quite enjoying doing it, and I think it's coming out okay. And I put that trailer out a few days ago, and nobody has had a negative comment about the music in it. And I'm like, okay, I got away with that. Nobody knows. Nobody knows that's not nobody knows that's not someone proper composer doing that.
But Mike, here's the fun fact, right? It actually is. It is someone who does music because you've started to do the work.
This is what I'm saying.
That's how creativity works.
Well, I am the least experienced composer I've worked with. I'll put it that way. But I do listen well to directions, so it's good.
Yeah.
I listen to the direction. I can't necessarily execute on the direction, but I know when something's shit. That's half the battle. No, I'm having a really good time with it. It's I miss working with big teams. I loved doing that, but I'm having a good time with the creative side of it now. With this stuff, and I really enjoy. The art stuff has become, just because I obviously have to do just lots of character art. I'm just having fun sitting down in the evening, usually watching a couple episodes of Traitors with my wife, and I'm just painting a vampire. And it's like, this is nice. This is a nice situation. I'm happy with this. Yeah.
I will say that part of the creative process is absolutely hating what you do, right? So when I don't know when that hits for art. I think you'll start to be like, no, this must be better. There'll be a point where, because like writing, some days I'm like, this is great. And then other days you're just kind of writing and you're like, I want to smash this laptop into infinite pieces and then throw those pieces into a butler's face. That's mine. Just to solve.
I think with the art and music, I'm still in that sweet Dunning-Kruger zone.
Yeah.
Of like, it's good enough that I can get away with it, but I know I'm about to get good enough where I hate all of it.
Yeah.
I've said this to like my business partner of like, I'm gonna probably want to redo all of this art between now and release. At some point, there's gonna be a moment that clicks for me.
Yeah.
And he just looked at me with a sigh that said, I've worked with you for like a decade. I know that's what's gonna happen. So yeah, no, it's cool. I'm having a good time with it. And people seem to like it, which means it's
because it's good.
It's cool.
That's why people like it. I mean, you pitched it to me like what, a year ago, half a year ago, or something. It feels like a long time ago. Yeah, I think this is what I'm doing next.
I think 9 months ago. Like, yeah, it was not quite a year, but yeah, like I was playing with it, and I think I talked to you about it really early on. Yeah,
yeah. And then I've sort of seen it come from that idea and what it's actually become. It's been really interesting to see the whole project. You should do like a Double Fine documentary about it. It's a bit late for that now because you're like a year in, but that's what we should have.
I had specifically not watched the second series of that because it's where Microsoft comes in, right?
Yeah.
And I was like I'm dealing, I've obviously worked with lots of corporate situations. I'm like, I'm not sure I want to watch this as entertainment. I don't think it's interesting. Now that the Microsoft thing has come to an end for them, I think I might actually watch that because I know the ending.
Yeah, the ending is they go back to being independent.
Exactly. Like, I think that takes some of the narrative tension off it. I might be able to watch it.
Mike. It takes a tiny bit of the narrative tension off of it. It's the most horrific, brilliant documentary ever made. It should be mandatory viewing in schools just for the sheer fact
we used
amazing.
To, like, so genuinely, like when we were hiring people, anyone we hired who wasn't a games person, so like we had at Biffle Games, we had a lot of like we'd have like I remember there was like a couple of like producers and things who hadn't worked in games before.
Mm-hmm.
It was mandatory viewing. We basically made them watch the first series of Double Fine in particular. Just
Double Fine Adventure.
This is like this is a good. This is the most honest depiction of how game studios work ever made. So watch that as like a little training thing.
Yeah.
And I remember one of them came in and like that was their first day. They just watched the whole of that. And they were like, I just got paid to watch YouTube videos. That's great. It's like, yeah. But like you learned some stuff, right? About they're like, oh yeah, this is all awful. I was like, yeah, that's cool.
Okay, yeah, you're ready now.
welcome. Yeah, you get it now. That's good.
Welcome to the games industry. Yeah, no, Psychodyssey is a brutal watch. It really is the whole thing.
I'm interested to watch it, but I think now I can. I think now I'm in a mental health place where I can actually enjoy that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's I'm excited to be making it. I'm excited and like you said, like I'm excited for that journey to be in public. This is the earliest we've ever announced anything.
Yeah.
And I like the idea of just like taking the audience through it. I'm gonna be doing like little dev diaries and stuff showing new mechanics as I add them.
Well, like Tom Francis does. Tom Francis here, I'm saying it.
Yeah, I've never watched any of those. I need to actually go and look at how Tom does it because because I'm definitely in that zone, and that's the thing I've said to him many times is like, oh man, because whenever I talk to him, I'm always like, your games are the games I would love to be making. Like I aspire to make your kind of games. And I think I've said to him a couple of times, like, one day, man, one day, I'm coming for you. So this is that moment. This is the
ascension of Microsoft.
Having a good time. But people are digging it. People are wishlisting it. Again, people should wishlist it.
Yeah, wishlist it.
A lot of people already are, which is nice. And anyone who's listening to this, please do, because you will genuinely have a material impact on me and my ability to keep making games. But yeah, no, it's going well. Anyway, we should talk about something else. We've been talking about this for a while. Or how long have we been talking for? I've lost track of it.
About an hour.
That's quite short for us. We can keep talking about it if you want. Yeah, that's fine.
Do you want to talk about the Doctor Who's dead, or like what do you state of the games industry? Where do you want
to? I mean, maybe not the state of the games industry. That's a bit big.
That is, yeah.
But like Doctor Who, yes.
Yeah.
You've been sending me my entire Doctor Who news intake is you texting me news articles and the word fuck. So like.
Oh, well,
So
well
like,
you know everything then.
I know everything. But like, yeah, so it just kind of, what I'm a bit confused what actually happened. So they announced they were doing a Christmas special,
Yeah.
and then
And then
they
in Doctor Who
weren't.
magazine, Russell said that he was writing it and gave like three. He likes to give three of the words that are in it out, and so it was like these
Yeah.
three words are in the script, and it's going to be this kind of this is kind of what we're doing. And then
Yeah.
they announced that it's not happening. There was never a script. Also, fuck you, goodbye. So yeah,
So he was just straight up lying. Okay.
he's definitely lying because he's got two contradictory bits of information, and that means he's lying somewhere. So
Somewhere, one of them is, yeah.
yeah, so he's he was the one who said both of the things, so he's lying somewhere about something. Yeah,
So do we have
basically,
any? Yeah.
the,
Go
the
on.
the Disney deal didn't work.
Yeah.
It was two series. It didn't really take off on Disney Plus, and they went, okay, we're not going to fund a third series. And then Russell didn't
Yeah.
seemingly want to go back to BBC budgets after having Disney budgets. And then it just sort of fell apart. And Shooty Gat was like, look, if it's going to be years before the next series, I'm going to not be the Doctor anymore. So then they had to rewrite the finale with its sort of awful ending. And then, yeah. We didn't really talk a lot about Shooty Gatwa's era because you were working for Disney at the time.
Yeah, I was kind of. We were in the zone where that felt inappropriate.
Yeah, I didn't want to fuck your job up. That's my.
I mean, I can talk about it a bit more now. Like, I think it's honestly my feelings were not dissimilar to my views of the Chibnall era. Of I think he was great in the role. I loved what he was bringing to it, but I just didn't think the scripts were there. I just didn't
I
think
think
it
there
didn't
was
feel.
a lot of
There was
good
some
scripts.
standouts.
Yeah, there were a lot of good
Yeah.
scripts. Way more than the Chibnall era. Definitely way more than a lot more
That's fair.
interesting stories.
I meant more of like I love the Doctor, I don't love the show. I guess that's why that's the point of comparison with the Chibnall era of like I'm enjoying. I want to see this actor play this role in a better series of Doctor Who. That was my thing.
Yeah, that's
What
definitely
topped it for you then? What was the or did you genuinely just love the return of Russell T?
I didn't super like my issue was he started out because it was like this is going to be a brand new era for new fans. We're bringing David Tennant back and all this shit. And I'm like, all right, I can see why you'd want to sort of get people back in. But then the first thing he does in series fucking 13 or 14 or whatever the fuck it was, he's like, all right, let's conclude Donna's story from series 4. And I'm like,
I thought, like, genuinely, I thought it was like aggressively anti-new viewers. That was my main criticism. Of it. Like, and this is why, like, I don't think it worked on Disney Plus necessarily. Is can you imagine if you were coming into that show going, I've heard a lot about this Doctor Who, but I've never given it a go, and it's this is a jumping on point, and you tune in for that episode. It's like, what?
who the fuck are these people?
I don't understand why they didn't just. It should have been a soft reboot. It should have been. It should have felt like the TV movie, not tonally like the TV movie from the 90s, but like a jumping on point where literally you've never seen an episode of Doctor Who before.
Yeah,
this is your Doctor Who. That's what Eccleston Doctor Who got so right. Was they were very careful about going back to the past, weren't they? They really,
absolutely.
I mean, they only did one Dalek until the end, didn't they? They had that one episode. They really, like, Batman Begins did. They really eased people into that world, and I think that's the part of it that I think, and I think what will probably be great about when it does come back again with a completely different creative team, is it will have that freshness. And I think that's how you get, because otherwise you are just telling kids and the new audience around the world, and you're making a big push into America, and presumably they wanted to grow the audience. I assume Disney did.
Yeah, definitely.
But you're saying you need to know all of this previous stuff to enjoy
also
this.
It's not on Disney.
That just seems very wrong.
That bit's not on Disney, so tough.
Yeah.
That was interesting. And then we had Church on Ruby Road, the Christmas special, which was sort of also a beginning, first episode, new Doctor, new companion.
See, that was stronger for me. That worked better.
True, but it wasn't the start of series 1. The series didn't really start there. So the American audiences kind of skipped it. And they started with Space Babies, where I think the story concept of this is the show where we save the monsters is vital to tell early.
Yeah.
But I just think the baby thing was kind of off-putting, and these two characters are already established if you didn't see the Christmas special, and
yeah,
it definitely, I was like, no, this is, and renaming it Series 1 confused people in this country, and it was just a bit of a lot of behind-the-scenes fuckery. And Space Babies I think Space Babies was a fine enough episode. I didn't particularly hate it. I thought there was a lot of fun things in it. People kind of go, there's poops and jokes. I'm like, yeah, that's fine. There's some great jokes about the woman swearing, but it being filtered out. I thought that was fun. And the monster, was just a big bloke in a suit going, bleh, and like, that's fine. That's Doctor Who.
Yeah.
And then saving the monster's great as well. The babies talking was a bit ropey CGI that I think Doctor Who is sort of should be known for, but it was fine. And then I think the series did have some really nice high points. But again, I think Doctor Who really, really, really suffers from short series. I think Doctor Who should be at least 13 episodes a series, and it's really hard to make that kind of show now.
Yeah, that's killing a lot of the old formats.
Yeah.
Like a lot. I think that's a big part of what Star Trek struggles with as well.
Yeah, because like Strange New Worlds is wrapping up. Oh, it's not wrapping up this series. It's wrapping up next series, isn't it? But I
can't remember.
30 episodes.
We got Starfleet, me and the band, haven't we? We've got. Yeah, I know there's another Starfleet Academy season. Yeah.
Yeah, but we're 30 episodes into Strange New Worlds, which is like, it's been across, 5 years or something now, probably? It's been around for a while. But in that time, we had roughly the same amount of episodes as one series of TNG.
Which, that's like, you feel bad for the cast, because you're not going to get...
The connectivity,
you're not getting where you need to get to, yeah.
Yeah. And then, so this is the whole thing that Netflix is talking about at the moment. They're like, no one's watching season 2. And I'm like, well, I forgot what happened in season 1 and all the characters, and I don't care. It was a really short series of 6 episodes 4 years ago. Why am I?
Yeah, it's really. I think the shorter seasons, it works for. I think it does work for prestige stuff. I think it works for like dramas.
Yeah,
and I mean your HBO style that stuff like. Something like Succession or Severance or Sugar or other shows that begin with S's, right? That stuff works.
Yeah.
But anything kind of more kind of quote unquote entertainment level, like Doctor Who or Star Trek or fucking sitcoms or comedies. My God, these comedies where they're like 8 episode seasons of a comedy.
Okay,
it's
but British seasons were only ever 6 episodes.
Yeah, but they were made to work in that context. If you look at the average kind of 6 episode British sitcom, it's 2 characters in a building.
Yeah.
Like it's not like they're not trying to
So, excuse me, sometimes it's 3 characters in outer space. This is Red Dwarf.
That's true. Sometimes it's 3 characters in a spaceship. Sometimes it's 3 characters in a spaceship, and then it gets a lot better when they add the 4th robot character to the spaceship.
But that again, you're getting it every season. 6 episodes every season keeps it fresh in your mind.
Yeah, and you're getting those seasons quick, as you say. Like that is, you're not having years between them. They're genuinely like I'm a Game of Thrones apologist, and Knights of the Seven Kingdom was sincerely fucking excellent. Like that was genuinely brilliant. Because it's based on a short story, so you can do it in 6 episodes and it works.
Yeah.
The House of the Dragon show, like I tuned into the 3rd season and I genuinely couldn't remember anything because it's been a year and a half, 2 years since the last season was on.
Yeah.
So I'm like watching it, I'm just like, I don't know. And the thing with House of the Dragon as well, because it's about 2 warring factions of the same family, and the gimmick of the fact they're Targaryens, they all have like very long blonde hair, so everyone looks exactly the same in the show. So I'm just like, I don't know whose kids, cousins, husbands that guy is.
That was my problem with For All Mankind, because that first series everyone looks like a fucking Neil Armstrong, military haircut, white dude, and I'm like, no.
That show. For All Mankind, have you watched more of it?
No, I struggle with it too much. I got to focus on it.
I watched it the first time. I got halfway through the first season,
Hmm.
and I was like, this is fine, but it's not clicking for me. I went back, I'm and at season 3 now. I've been binging it. It's when it clicks, and it is one of those shows I think takes about half a season to click.
Yeah.
But once it clicks and you see where they're going with it and how ambitious they're going with it, I mean, the second series of that show was genuinely excellent.
Gotcha.
It's
It's Ron Moore wrote that, didn't
yeah,
he?
yeah, it's Mad Men Star Trek.
Yeah.
It's because I think the problem itself is, for people who don't know what we're talking about, For All Mankind, it's an Apple TV show. The first episode, so I'm happy spoiling the first episode of it, is Russia gets to the moon first,
Yeah.
and it's an alternate history space race of like America on the back foot
Yeah.
and what that would be. And but what they do, which is so cool, is they jump. I think it's about a decade in between each season.
Oh, I didn't know
So you
that.
have character. Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that. I watched the first. That's what got me through the first series. Was I was like, so this is going to build. So by the third series, you're in the 90s.
Oh, okay.
Um, and it's the characters are introduced and they're doing the funniest thing is in the second series the makeup artist gets a credit on the opening credits and you're like, oh, okay, we're gonna see some talcum powder and hair in this show. But you've got all of the characters are aging through, so like a kid's introduced in season 1 who's going to be a main character in season 3 as an adult, and it's got all of this
Oh,
this
okay.
generational stuff going on. And if you're a nerd for like American history and the space race in particular, like I am, it's fun. There's some in season 2. I'm not going to spoil it, but there's a specific minor plot point which, if you have even a passing knowledge of the history of what was going on with space travel from the Americans in the 80s,
Mhm.
it's a plot. There's a plot twist you see coming
Okay.
because oh, that happened, but in their version it didn't happen. So that means that, oh, it's going to have this, and it's that fun alternate history stuff of like, oh, I wonder how this is going to play out. Which, to bring it back to Vampirium 1997, all the alt history, and that's quite fun. Although my alt history diverges at like the turn of the 20th century, so it's like there is no the world is very different
Yeah.
by like 1910. So it's there's a that's it's not quite the same. This one hews closer to reality. The nice thing as well, which is just such clever TV problem solving, is they clearly want to get to the really cool technology stuff.
Yeah.
So they go, well, America, they make a couple of changes that means that NASA is much better funded than it was in reality. So basically, technology is way ahead of the time. So they've got like people in the 80s driving around in electric cars and stuff like
Oh.
that. It's just like, this is neat. This is neat.
Yeah.
This kind of solves that problem because you get to the cool sci-fi shit quicker
Yeah.
by accelerating the tech. No, I would genuinely like, you should go back because yeah, by midway through season 2, it's Mad Men meets Deep Space Nine. It's great.
Okay.
It gets really the political stuff. Obviously, you've got the Cold War stuff, but like how the Cold War might have gone differently if the moon was actually like a potential like space that they would be contesting and stuff like that. It's really interesting.
I'm surprised that the guy who did Deep Space Nine and Battlestar Galactica has made an interesting science fiction show that's politically heavy.
A sci-fi political show, yeah. What an absolute shock. That was the thing. I remember watching the first few episodes and I was like, this doesn't I honestly, and this is ignorant in retrospect given where it went, but like I was like, Ronald D. Moore collected a check on this movie. He on this show. He's not bringing the goods.
Yeah.
But what he was doing was he was setting up a bunch of stuff that is then just so nicely extrapolated. Like, there is not an accidental scene in that first 5 episodes. It's all placing the playing pieces for what he's going to do or what they're going to do in like following series. But yeah, loving it. And they've just the spin-off show has just started as well. So that's what got me back into it. I was like, well, if there's a spin-off show, then that means people are actually liking this.
Yeah.
I need to go back and see if it was good. And now I'm just racing through it now. I'm binging TNG so I can get to DS9. You know what I mean? It's because the spin-off series is the Russian perspective. So it's
interesting.
I don't know anything else about that because I'm obviously not going to look up anything because I don't want any spoilers. But it's like the Russian space program in this world where Russia is on top, at least initially. That's interesting. Yeah. So anyway, good show. Really recommend it. You should go back and give it another chance.
I would.
Really
it's just the fact that everybody looked the bleeding same was my problem with it.
Yeah, and that's definitely where it starts.
Yeah,
and that's not where it ends.
Okay, good.
Yeah. And there's just lots of little changes to like what American politics were in that era, and like things that go differently. And it's like, oh, I see the piece you're putting on the board there. I want to tell you all about it, but I want you to have the joy of experiencing it.
I'm gonna watch it. It's not like I got anything else to do right now. I got loads to do.
That's good.
We're busy. I got Sugar to watch. New season of Sugar just started.
It did. We've only seen the first episode so far. We need to get back to that, but yeah.
I love how the first episode as well.
I love how the advertising absolutely avoids the thing about sugar, which we're not going to spoil. The advertising just works so hard to like not. Do you see the trailer for it? They just don't acknowledge it.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
I really enjoy. So I think Sugar has really survived the slightly longer these years. It doesn't feel like it's. I mean, I watched it. I don't know when it came out because I watched it.
I think it has been a couple of years.
I really enjoy how it avoided that long gap by going, hey, everything we set up at the end of the series 1, well, that's been going on while you've not been watching, and you're going to start at the end of that bit. So you're going to miss series 2.
Montage is series 2 and jumps to series 3, which I think is quite clever.
That's really fun. Because you're like, I thought this was the final bit of series 2, but we're getting it at the start of series 2.
Yeah. I do wonder if that might be like that was not the original plan. Like maybe the original plan, if they'd gone, maybe they didn't get because he was off doing like the Penguin has to have taken ages to make, and like he was. I wonder if they were waiting for a gap in his schedule to get back, because it doesn't seem like a show that would have an enormously long production schedule. It is effectively a police procedural from the 90s.
Yeah.
So I
with the best editing of any television show the world has ever seen.
It's insane. I love it. It's genuinely like every time I watch that show, I'm just like, I don't know how this exists. This seems like someone high up at Apple has weird taste, and I'm glad.
Apple. This hashtag not spawn. Apple's shit is so far and away better than everybody else's.
I assume they're just basically. I assume they're just spending a lot of money, right? Because they have. I found out this week because I looked out for something. 1.5 billion iPhones. That's how you get good television.
That's how you get good television.
Yeah.
1.5 billion iPhones. Yeah.
They're doing the HBO play. They are just going for prestige.
Yeah.
And it means their stuff isn't as popular. Like it's not, they've not got, Love is Blind, which I also love. They're not appealing to a massive audience, but what they're making is like, absolutely. Like I feel the same way, like For All Mankind is too expensive. It shouldn't exist. No one should be making that. Like you watch it and it looks infinitely more expensive than Battlestar Galactica. Like the scale and scope of it is insane. Something like Severance, which is just so weird and wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I can't imagine anyone else making it.
Yeah.
When you get those glimmers of something interesting from like a Netflix, they don't make it.
Yeah.
They get cancelled.
Yeah.
That thing, the what's his name? The one. It's not as good as anything we're talking about, but the one I can't remember what it's called. The nursing home. There's a nursing home.
Shrinking
thing.
But no.
This is on Netflix.
On Netflix.
You're thinking Shrink on Netflix. Yeah, there was a show, the really fun first series of like. There's someone in the comments will point out what I'm talking about with Ray Liotta, not Ray Liotta. Oh, Spider-Man 2, Doc Ock. What's his name?
Eric something, isn't it? I don't know.
No, I'm embarrassed because he's like genuinely incredible actor. He's a
Yeah.
star of the theater. But Spider-Man 2 is one thing I'm right now. Anyway, someone in the comments is going to say, if you could just post in the comments the name of the actor and the name of the show I'm talking about, because I'm doing a terrible job. But yeah, it's like these people in like a retirement community, and there's creatures and mystery, and it's
It
that was
sounds it
I was
sounds like the Ted Danson shows had a really weird second season from how
yeah
you're
yeah yeah
describing
yeah yeah.
it.
No, yeah, yeah. No, honestly, man, the second series of that show, I did not care for.
Oh, I didn't
But
bother watching
the
it because
no,
I'm a Netflix hater.
um, but anyway, the show I'm talking about was really quite good. Like a good first series of like a kind of a slightly 80s kind of horror family movie kind of thing,
Mhm.
kind of like a bit Goonies, a bit
Mhm.
like grown up Goonies. It was fun. Got cancelled, I think 2 weeks after the first series came out. It's like, well, how on earth do you know that the audience is going to grow for this or it's
Yeah.
going to find its stuff like that? Whereas I feel like, yeah, Apple are. I remember when I saw Sugar Series 2 had been announced. I was like, that show, like, I love it, but like, it had no cultural impact whatsoever. That first series, I don't know anyone who's watched it who I didn't tell to watch it.
Yeah.
Nobody has organically brought up in conversation Sugar to me.
Yeah.
It's a show that was very underwatched, but I love that commitment. I love that they're going, no, this might grow. This might, which is what happened with like when you this takes us back to the thing earlier of like Star Trek TNG was good was, a bit ropey until like series 3, right? They
Yeah.
kept going with
Halfway
it
through
though.
the
They
second
found
series, they sort of work it
you're
out. I
right.
think. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I'm being unfair. But like there's some standout episodes in one, but like it took a while to get on its feet. But you used to be able to build a show like that, whereas now TNG nowadays doesn't get past series 1.
Neither does Only Fools and Horses. Neither does Blackadder. Those are two shows that
Yeah,
get. Only Fools and Horses was basically fought to keep it going after the second season because someone
yeah.
was like, "I see so much potential in this show." Even though it was great, it just wasn't. People weren't watching
We
it.
haven't. They just had to add more racial slurs. That was what
That's
was
what
missing
was
from the first.
missing.
That show has aged. I watched one episode like for the first time in like 20 years. It's like, oh dear,
It's
oh
definitely
dear.
what they call a product of its time.
It is very much a product of its time.
Yeah.
Um,
Whereas like Blackadder got like a complete redoing after the first season, which
I mean, they
is
literally flipped the Blackadder character is completely reversed, right?
yeah,
It's
everyone is
Atkinson.
yeah,
Yeah, it's so good. I love
yeah,
Blackadder.
and then
But you're right. I
yeah,
skip the first series when I watch it.
yeah, and
I
it would have
don't
first
bother with
series
it.
didn't work. Axe, you never would have
Yeah,
got the wonderful stuff that comes after it. Same with Only Fools and Horses.
yeah.
So there's a lot of shows that needed that sort of room to breathe, and also you're not going to watch a show that got axed after one series. So that's a dead thing in Netflix's bin. There's no point in watching that.
Yeah.
So but if a show like Slow Horses or something is like series 4 or 5 or something, probably by this point,
Yeah.
like
Which
that's a
is
show
and
that's I'm
again,
like,
excellent show.
yeah,
Like how does that like the best spy TV show in forever. Like, yeah, no, I genuinely Apple TV is the one subscription I would keep if I cancel all my subscriptions at this point.
mine would be Mech Plus, Robot Wars forever.
I do like how often that comes up. That's good. That's good.
£20. It went out. It was in my
You're
mind because it was.
you're
I paid it
keeping
today.
that channel alive. You are. It's you and 50 other guys, and they're all guys.
Yeah.
Who are keeping that show alive. That
Yeah.
channel alive. That's yeah.
All got Philippa Forrester body pillows.
Jeez. Oh, it's good. I'm glad you find joy in it. I
Oh,
think that's
so
very-
much
I
joy.
think it's good.
I'm always just
Yeah.
on a permanent rewatch of it.
Yeah,
But they
yeah.
found like some old weird shit as well, like an old Red Button exclusive behind the scenes of one of the series that's like multiple episodes and it's really interesting. And they've got
That's
their own
really
stuff on
interesting.
there as well now that's really good. If you like watching robots smash each other up, and in this day and age of AI, who doesn't? Like
Yeah.
it's great. It's a fun I love Robot Wars.
If AI ever does achieve sentience, I don't think it'll look too kindly on people who subscribe to that channel.
If AI achieved sentience, we're fucked anyway.
That's true.
I don't care. They'll start making all the films, and everything will be like fucking Thunderbolts or whatever the fuck that Marvel film was. I still haven't bothered to finish, and then I just don't care.
I liked that film. I liked.
I didn't get past the opening scene.
The
CGI was so poor that I stopped watching.
It really clicked for me. I liked a lot of stuff in that film because I don't know. I don't want to go into too much detail, but yeah, there was some thematic elements that I found very moving.
Apparently there's some good stuff in it, but it's the opening scene where they're on a grated floor, but they clearly didn't want to film on a grated floor, so they've CGI'd the floor, and it just looks like everyone's those fucking wolves from The Day After Tomorrow, and I just couldn't watch it anymore.
I need to rewatch. I've not seen it since it came out. But,
anyway, so back to Doctor Who.
To the CG grids. Yeah.
As we
By the way, that's your clickbait title. By the way, is Mike's made a new game, and we finally give our hot takes on Doctor Who. There you go.
I don't think that's particularly clickbait. I think a clickbait title is like fuck. I don't know. I don't do them.
Just the word fuck.
Just the word fuck.
Yeah, that'd probably work, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. Carry on. You were about to say about Doctor Who.
Yeah, so because we segued off this because Doctor Who's only getting these as 8-episode seasons.
Yeah.
But because of the way Doctor Who is like legacy been structured, you get the opening episode, which is set up, and then you get a 2-part finale at the end. Yeah. And we all know they're always the worst episodes, right? There's a few starters that are pretty good, but the finales you tend to go, I mean, Moffat's here, they're really good as well. But like you tend to just kind of go, whatever. Like, so that only means there's 5 episodes to actually play with.
Yeah.
So Shooty did 2 seasons, was away for some of it, and got basically about the same amount of episodes as Eccleston had.
Yeah.
Which is
That's wild when you think of it that way.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah. It's also wild when you think that Yaz is the longest serving companion, but we're not going to think about that. Don't think about that too much.
What was I going to say? I saw someone online say that they should have gone back to the very old Doctor Who structure of doing like mini serialized stories, doing like a 4-parter every year or something.
Yeah,
could have worked within. I thought that was an interesting idea. Would you hate that?
I'd hate that.
Okay,
I think
because you want the monster of the week kind of.
I think Doctor Who thrives on the fact that if you did, it's like, hey, you didn't like that one? Next week, fuck, I'm going to Space Victorians. You know, on Mars, and then the week after that, the Doctor's in a school. You know, eating chips and fighting the demon headmaster. Then there's lots of
Cardiff for this episode. Yeah.
And so that sort of the show frisbeeing itself around is the identity of the show.
Yeah,
even like Eccleston's first series, where you never leave Earth. Eccleston's series, he never went to an alien world. He was only ever on Earth or the area around Earth. That's even weird to think about. The variety and the difference in all those episodes. And he never left Earth orbit. Which is...
So I'd not even thought about that, but you're absolutely right. Yeah,
not once did he leave Earth orbit. It's great.
Which again helps people to get into it, doesn't it?
Yeah, because Doctor Who's the sci-fi show that can happen in your living room. That's the thing that makes it fun and particularly scary. It's here.
I wonder what the forces were that pulled it away from, because that would have been, that's how it should have started on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
It should have gone back to basics, pulled people. I wonder it's easy to put it all at Russell T Davies' door, but I wonder what the.
Well, I am going to put it at his door because of comments he made before he took it over, which was that it should be like the Marvel Universe, where there's lots of spin-off shows. And that means that you set the spin-off shows on Earth, and you can frisbee yourself off with Disney money to alien worlds every episode.
Okay.
Yeah,
that sucks. Yeah,
but I mean, we all loved whatever it was called with the Silurian. Did you watch it?
Which one?
The spin-off, The War Between the Land and Sea. There it is. Thanks, Brian.
I didn't watch that.
No, neither did I, Mike.
I'll be honest, I didn't know for like the first month that was a Doctor Who spin-off. I saw Russell Tovey pick some interesting projects. That was but obviously, yes, got there in the end. But it's
The problem with Doctor Who spin-offs is they're always Doctor Who. It doesn't spin off into anything different and interesting. It's more of the thing you like, but without the main character.
Yeah,
and the things that make it interesting. If it was,
I think Torchwood. Torchwood at least. No, Torchwood. I'm gonna defend lots of things I don't like about Torchwood. But like, at least it did mess with the structure, like by going for like a 90s style. It was Buffy, wasn't it? Basically, like the a group of friends try and solve bad problems. Like that was different. That was at least something of a push away.
Yeah,
was it not?
I mean, sure, but also no. It's still Monster of the Week.
Okay. You're right, yeah, fair enough.
If like the War Between the Land and the Sea was pure courtroom drama, right? It never leaves the courtroom. I would absorb every fucking episode of it. But he's like, I'm going to go underwater and there's going to be trash raining down. And I'm like, no, that's just Doctor Who, but worse, isn't it? I'm not interested in that. I don't want...
Is it worth a watch? Should I go and watch
I don't know, I didn't watch it! Even I own a Dalek, Mike. I didn't watch it.
Own a Dalek. That's the measure of the man.
Yeah. I couldn't be fucked. I was like, I don't care. Because you know what's really, really good about spin-offs is they either expand the universe or expand on the characters. So like Stargate spin-offs expanded the universe, gave us new characters and expanded the universe. And like the Marvel spin-offs, they expand the characters. It's still the same universe. It doesn't really grow very much because it's all sort of weird. But you get a lot more in-depth time with those characters, for better or for worse. And that's kind of what they work. But like, this is not expanding the universe because it's just, the universe is so... I'm going to ask you a question, Mike. Do the human race know about aliens in Doctor Who?
Depends on the episode.
It depends on the episode. So expanding that universe would be a fucking waste of time. So let's expand on the characters. What characters are we expanding on? The woman from Unit who's been in it for like 500 years and doesn't really need any...
Yeah.
Kate, I love Kate. We don't need more Kate. Like, Kate's great, popping in and out. And I don't, it's just new characters. They didn't do either of the things a spin-off needed to do to be interesting.
There's no Miles O'Brien, is there? There's no one that you're like, I wonder what his whole deal is. Yeah.
What's his story?
What's his story?
It's a red letter.
What bad things could I watch happen to him?
Here's my spin-off, right? A DS9 spin-off called Miles O'Brien is stuck in a Jeffries tube. And it's a 6-episode thriller of him trying to not die in a Jeffries tube.
Genuinely, the most starstruck I've been in a while was seeing Cole Meany in person. I don't remember if I told this story on the here or not, but like I was at IGN doing a I think it was an interview was it for John Wick? No, Disney people were there. It was for Tron. Mm-hmm. I remember what things were by the contingency of PR representatives that were with me. That was Disney. There were Disney people on that one, so that was Tron. But they were doing, I don't know what it was for, but they were doing an interview with Nana Visitor, Terry Farrell, and Cole Meany. So something DS9 related, but I don't know what it was. It might have been the Lower Decks episode, but I don't think they were all on that, so I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
And I was like Terry Farrell as a kid. That was my crush. Yep. I was in love with her. Massive fan. Nana Vista, amazing. But I saw all of them, and it was Cole Meany. And I was like, "That's fucking Miles O'Brien. Miles O'Brien is here." And I couldn't talk to him. I gave him like a little polite nod.
Yeah,
that's all I could do. I was like, he's a hero. He's a union man, He's a union man. That's the guy. That's the guy. So yeah, I was very excited to see him, and I hope he's doing well.
I did too. He's very good. He's really good in
He's good.
Always Sunny. He turned up in Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
I don't think I've seen that episode.
It's in the COVID era where they go to Ireland.
Oh yeah, no, that's probably that was. I don't think I've seen many from that period of the show. I need to go and watch that.
You do, yeah.
Oh man, I do like Always Sunny.
I do too, yeah. That's a show that's just
Yeah.
kept going. Ah, shit! I'll tell you a show that has got real good recently. The current
Tell me.
series of Rick and Morty is fucking excellent.
I saw that pop up and I was like, are they still making Rick and Morty? That show, how many seasons is Rick and
9.
Morty
This is the
now?
ninth season.
And it's good again?
It's been good for a couple of seasons, but this series especially has had like
Okay.
top tier science fiction episodes.
Is it? It's not the same guy anymore, right? Because
Yeah, Justin
wasn't
Roiland's
he Me
gone.
Too?
Yeah,
He's
he
gone.
which makes that a piece of artwork that I've got signed by him really worth something. Um,
Makes my anecdote about getting let me rephrase this, enjoying a cigarette with him much less cool as well. That's
yeah.
annoying. Um, but what? So it's just like return to being an interesting sci-fi stories. Is that it? Or
Yeah, basically, it's stopped being. It seems like Dan Harmon has gone. What this show needs is new writers,
yeah,
and diverse writers, and kind of just let it
good.
brew and just kind of write. I think he writes like the odd episode stuff, but show runs it more, and so it's like
Yeah.
newer people, and it's just more interesting voices. I mean, like a season or two ago, there's an episode, the spaghetti episode, which I think is like the best piece of vegan propaganda ever made.
Okay.
And it is, but it's also like really brutally dark. It's Rick serving up delicious spaghetti,
Yeah.
and Morty, goes into the garage and finds out that he's scooping it out of a dead guy, and then finds out that there's an alien world where if people commit suicide, their insides turn into delicious spaghetti bolognese, but only if they
Okay.
commit suicide. And so then and the episode goes from
Okay.
there.
I'm intrigued. No, I love the idea of what you said about like diversity of it. I love the idea of like because I liked Rick and Morty
Yeah,
early on. I'm not going to pretend I didn't, but it very much felt like it was coming from one perspective.
yeah,
I kind of like the idea of it being more of a weird anthology. That's kind of appealing to me.
yeah. It's definitely it's taken like. So I like to mark there's the incest baby episode. That is like the
And
lowest
now
point.
we're monetized. Now we're demonetized.
Ah, it's
That's
demonetized
the
already.
moment. Yeah, it's fine.
Nothing on this channel gets monetized anymore. That episode is the lowest point because that's just not funny, and I'm like, this is dreadful. And that whole season is like, ugh. And
I think
then
I'd stopped watching before then. I don't remember
yeah,
that. So,
but
yeah, I
then
think
you
I
get
stopped by then.
the last like series 7 started to crop. I think 8 was pretty good as well, and this series has just been just hit after hit for me.
Oh,
So
that's good. So
it's
that's the future of Doctor Who then.
I mean, honestly, yeah, just animate it. I mean, there is an animated Doctor Who thing happening, but I don't know who the Doctor's going to be because that's
Huh.
CBeebies are doing a Doctor Who show. That's still in production. That's still there. We just
With the
don't know anything
TV,
about it.
with the live action, that's basically now BBC have just kind of announced they're awaiting interesting pitches, right? That's where
Yeah,
that
they've put
is.
it out to tender. Yeah, they're waiting for. Yeah, they're going to go. This is how you do it, and then people are going to pitch it, and then they're going to go. You can do it.
So you're reaching out, obviously.
I would if I didn't loathe the idea of working in television.
Okay.
I know. Look, so all right. Look, I'm not going to say here that I haven't already come up with a pitch. I know exactly what you need to do with Doctor Who, right? I know because it's got the problem. Everyone's saying the real big problem is that it ended on a cliffhanger. Yeah, ignore that. Like it
You just ignore
happened.
that, yeah.
You can ignore that, and the way I would ignore it, right? And this is the idea that I don't know why we're not getting, right? Because I think with Doctor Who, you don't want to ever reset it back to one. It's not. No, it's the show's heritage is a big part of it. The fact is, this one ongoing story I think is really important. What you do is you time skip. We
That's
meet
what
a
they did with
doctor.
Eccleston. That's what they did with Eccleston.
Yeah, you had. I mean, Eccleston was the time. Eccleston went 8th Doctor to 9th Doctor. We had the 8th Doctor in the thing, and this was the 9th Doctor. There was a little gap in the middle between
Yeah,
those two
there's
doctors, but I'm
well,
talking
several
jump.
doctors in between as well. Yeah,
I'm
you got the
talking
War Doctor right between that.
yeah, jump like 20, 30 doctors ahead.
Oh,
Just
okay.
just
Nice,
go
yeah, that works.
bam well into the future of this character, and have the Doctor be like 10,000 years old, or whatever now. Or 100,000. Make the Doctor ridiculously alien and weird again, and have them sort of be, they're just they've been doing their whole thing for so long, but there's the big chunk where we don't know anything about the Doctor. And look at all that space we've got to play in with lore and twists and fun stuff, and characters that have changed and things that we can shift around. And I mean, you only have to go. Honestly, I'd probably only do like 5 or 6 Doctors, but I would, you leave a gap. We don't know what happened here, and the Doctor becomes
that is a soft reboot, right? That is effectively that gives you room to breathe.
It gives soft reboot
losing the legacy.
Yeah, you keep the continuity as much as it is. I mean, I already worked out how to fix the Doctor Who's continuity. I've told this story before as well. Like, the way I would fix Doctor Who's continuity is the Doctor will discover or explain. I think it's an explain moment more than anything else. I've not been scripting this. I have. The Doctor explains to the companion that every time they regenerate, they've discovered they release like a paradox energy. And what that does is it changes, like, it kind of unleashes all of the, because they're not a fixed point. It basically goes, everything that happened before, that gets kind of muddled. But you're here right now. Like, this regeneration kind of goes boom and kind of like glues it all back together again. And so everything that was before then can shift and change. So the timeless child is real. The Doctor's half human, that's real. The Doctor's a full Gallifreyan, that's all real. Everything that happened is up in the air.
Yeah.
It's all just, it's all true. All of it. And there's stories that have got... I also want to tie in the Lost Adventures. Like, I want to be like, there's stories that never happened. Like, I did things that I know has never happened. And those things happen. But I keep going because that's just how sort of things work. Like, the people that I saved stay saved. But the minutiae of it and the things that shift around means that it's always kind of different. And I have to kind of rediscover my history every time. But what I realized, of course, and this is when you tie it into the companion who... Because I want to have a companion who's got a bit of a darker side to them. And they learn how to be good again. Is, what you were doesn't matter. It's what you do now, today, is what matters. That's where you can make a change. That's where you can make a difference. That's where you can decide, no more, I'm going to be this. And that's... Being
stated,
Yeah, that's the... You tie the theme into the character, because then you could do an exposition dub. There's actually a character moment, because I'm a good writer like Chris Chibnall.
Well, these are the actions we need from the audience. We need you to wish list Vampirium 1997 to help me. We need you to email your BBC representative and say that Dad should be a writer on the full showrunner, the same high.
I wouldn't do showrunner. I'd split the showrunner role into a head writer and an executive producer role, and I wouldn't do executive
magnanimous
production.
of you. That's very magnanimous of you.
Yeah, I mean, you can have it if you want it.
That shows a level of humility. I don't want it. But it shows a level of humility that I respect.
It just shows I'd fuck it up. I've got no TV experience. I've got writing experience. I'll write a thing, and I'll hand it to someone, and they make it, and that is the best. That's the best way of doing it.
There we go. So, wish list Vampirium 1997. Get Dan, the co-showrunner, because he's humble, job on...
No, I'm still head writer. I'm like, main guy. But I think Doctor Who should be run like everybody should be basically new. I think like the producer should be like someone who's hardened from the industry, and I think all the directors, all the new writers that we bring on, the actors and everything, it should all be new people. Doctor Who should be like the EastEnders of drama, like of science fiction drama. Like, it's EastEnders is where you bring like the new writers and stuff on, but I want Doctor Who to be where, you give a director an episode and you give them a budget and go, good fucking luck. Like, show us what you can do. Cut your teeth on this. And it should be the BBC's program where it's just wild and free and you let new people, develop somewhere, because we don't have those spaces really anymore. They're shrinking, especially with AI. Bring back to AI, those spaces are getting even smaller. So
also with AI, you're going to have, this is my prediction for the next few years, because these tools are being used by students and people are using them in schools. I actually think there's going to be a bit of a creative drought. I think there's going to be a lot of people who could have spent their teenage years struggling to learn how to write, who now don't because of AI, and we lose that talent. We're actually going to lose. We're not going to see those talents come through because they're not going to have learned. They're not going
Yeah.
to have had that hobby that turned into an interest that turned into a career.
Well,
And
that
that
was there was
sucks.
that there was a wonderful like quote from a 16-year-old or so, or a teenager, a young teenager, when they announced they're banning social media, and I believe she went like, "What am I supposed to do? Stare at a wall?" And I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, that's how I developed everything that I love." Like that's what formed me, was going, I don't want to stare at this wall now. Let's just go and do something. Let's go
Yeah.
and see if I can make something, or see if I can write something, or read something, or watch something that I wouldn't normally.
Kids today, eh, Dan?
Kids today with their social medias and their
Yeah.
whatever else is. I just don't think, like, I think boredom is such a useful tool.
I mean, the right reason to have a problem with curfews is that it's an infringement of individual rights, and it's a way of sneaking more and more control over our digital lives into the mainstream. That's the real reason to be annoyed by it.
Yeah.
Looking at walls is cool, though. Yeah.
But also, right, yeah, get them off TikTok. Like, get them off of things.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Fuck it, hey. You know what?
Hey,
Because
fuck
people,
it.
but I just don't think the internet's worth fighting for anymore. You know, like that. It's at that point because it's like, well, back when the internet was like 10 million sites, each one run to be like a specific, like, this is every time Blanche appears in Golden Goals, and like how long she's on the screen for websites, right? All of that shit I would have fought to the death for. But now it's like 4 websites that just talk about each other. I'm done. I don't care.
That's fair.
Take it away from me.
But first,
Although I will say,
use the internet before we do away with the internet. Go to Steam and wishlist Vampirium 1997. That's the last thing we'll do. Then we'll turn it off.
It will turn it off. We just
Yeah.
shout it. Boo! That's the. No, like the internet used to be.
You're. It's so. My favorite kind of dad is when you just hit incoherent rage. Where it's like, no. You've moved beyond verbal communication at this point. You're just anger.
My ADHD is trying to keep up. Like I'm jumping between too many topics. It's like fucking intersecting my brain. Like I just. I got an email. This is fucking hilarious. I got an email from like a thing that's like, hey, you're a YouTuber. We want to, because YouTube's one of the social medias that's getting banned for under 16, and like you're a gamer, so that would be like most of your audience. We need you to like mention this on your channel and get rid of it. And I just reply with, yeah, under 16s like are less than 1% of my audience. Fuck, I don't care.
Yeah, you're largely playing to the middle-aged man getting a quiet moment away from his family demographic.
Yeah, also, not to mention the neurodivergent people who like to fall asleep to my Planet Coaster series. I see you people out there. I see you and I love you.
They've already fallen asleep. They're not listening anymore.
It's fine. This will just be nice in their dreams.
Yeah. Bye, Vampirium 1997. Wishlist is your earliest opportunity.
It's the new game by Mike Bithell. You liked Thomas Was Alone. Volume was okay as well, wasn't it?
That was cruel, but I respect it.
Did you enjoy what I wrote about you in Paradox Paradox?
I don't think I've read it yet.
Oh my god! It's like it's been out.
Jerk. I know. I need to read it. It's on my list.
Yeah, lists are long. We've all got lists.
I'm not reading anywhere near enough generally, but I will push it up the list.
Yeah,
did you do an audio book? I can't remember if you did an audio book.
No, I'm working on that right now. I'm getting it done
wait
properly.
For that.
Yeah.
Because I will actually listen to an audio book easier than I'll read it, to be honest, at this point.
I recorded like half the audiobook for Unbound Collapse, and they were like, keep making the audiobook so we can sell it, but we're not going to pay you for it. And I went, well, fuck you. I'm not doing any more work if I'm not being paid for it.
Yeah.
But I hate recording audiobooks with a burning passion. And then when I did my autism assessment, she was like, you're dyslexic as well, right? And I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I can't read out loud very well at all.
Well, have you considered just getting an actor to do it?
I genuinely, that's where I'm going with it right now. That's an exclusive for this podcast. is that I am currently in the process of getting it made at a professional capacity
Nice.
and selling it
Have
on
you
all major
cast it? Have
stores.
you cast it?
No, not yet. But I'm going to be
I've
doing
got a
it.
suggestion. After we finish
Oh.
recording, I've got a
Oh, I
suggestion
was going
for
to do
you.
it through a
Yeah.
thing, but are they on the thing? Oh, I don't know. Oh, we'll find out. Yeah, I'll take a suggestion.
I've got a voice that immediately comes to mind for it. I'll ping you.
Oh, okay. Oh,
But
look
yeah.
at that. Oh. But yeah, fuck them. Fuck the young. They're not listening to this. I don't care. I don't care about them. Well, they're fucked anyway. They're all going to die in water wars and shit like that, and they might as well, be able to
Wow.
draw. Look, when
I'd like to take this opportunity to distance myself from the position that Dan is stating.
Oh, you don't think that's coming?
I think
Dude, it's
children of
30
the
degrees
future,
and it's 10 a.m. It's 11 a.m. now. Like, I'm fucking sweating.
look,
I am dying.
I think teenagers, if you are listening, teenagers, I think you're great. I think you've got a
They're
lot of good
not listening.
ideas. I think you're going to fix a lot of problems that me and Dad's generation ignored and hoped will go away.
Fuck you, I'm vegan. So are you. We've done our bit. I recycle.
I think you've
don't
got
use
a lot
AI.
of hard work ahead of you, teenagers. I think you're gonna get it done. But I think the important thing in between saving the world, you do need to take a break and play a video game. And I think an excellent choice would be Vampirium 1997. I think you should wishlist it and pick it up at the time when it becomes available.
Isn't it like a thing where they don't, like, the current teenagers don't play video games?
That is a a genuinely interesting trend that no teenagers are playing. Some of them are playing Fortnite, but Fortnite seems to be aging up now.
Yeah.
But no, no, because we taught a generation of kids that the games are free and you play them on iPads.
Games are free and horrible. And cheap nothingy things. Yeah. You were talking earlier about, like, an immersive sim blowing someone's mind. I think you could put on fucking Horizon Zero Dawn and be like, hey, you can move around a world. And they go, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I picked that as an example of a game I don't respect.
It goes through waves. Obviously it goes through waves. But yeah, there is a bit of a gap in the audience that we're going to have to address at some point, because the problem is obviously especially with the hardware going more and more expensive at the moment.
Oh yeah, that's a write-off, isn't it?
Who the hell's buying a 6-year-old a 700 quid console, right? Like, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see.
We're fucked. It's all fucked. I think gaming is going to get to a good place though. I'm genuinely. I'm not like negative. When I see all these like prices going up, I'm like, yeah, but indies, they make the best games anyway. Like
we do, but we do rely on I think, yes, indies obviously there will be indie games, but we do rely on the overall health of the industry. Like, there's fundamentally, like, genuinely, if GTA sells badly, my next game will sell, which it's probably not going to do. I will sell less copies of my next game.
Yeah,
because the thing with AAA is nobody has ever bought a games console so they can play Thomas Was Alone. That never happened.
I will guarantee one person in the fucking comments will like, actually, I bought a PSP. PS Vita.
Then you justified a very weird business choice that Sony made with Thomas Was Alone on Vita. But the point is, yeah, like we are I always call us the Snickers bar at the till of in Tesco, right? Mm-hmm. It's like, which isn't actually where Snickers bars are anymore in Tesco, but it still works for old heads. Remember that, by the way. But like, we do better in an industry that is healthier, where the big boys are selling their games and the audience is coming in because of them. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I would bet that my games sell very well as, like, you're logging onto Steam because you want to buy the next big thing, and then you remember that I made my game and you see that it's on a discount, so you pick it up. I'm the second thing you put in your till, basically. Like, yeah. I feel like Valve did give us those stats at some point of like how many games were in the order when your game was bought. I remember seeing at some point that Thomas Was Alone was largely sold alongside another game. Like, people would buy something else at the same time.
I mean, nowadays Steam does that by default. You get those bundles of 2 indie games all the time.
Yeah. No, absolutely. We've done a few of them, but my point is, like, while basically indies aren't going to save the game industry. The indies rely on the game industry existing to do all
But
right.
I think
We'll be all right,
indies,
though.
I think
And
indies will
our
be
targets,
able.
our goals are lower. You know, we don't
Yeah,
need to do as well.
indies will be able to maintain the game industry until I'm dead, and after that, I don't care. Like, so that's
Fair
that's
play.
what I'm trying to. I'm just trying to do my time and get out of Dodge. You know that's what I'm trying.
Jesus,
That's
the
what,
optimistic. I always like as we enter our second hour of every podcast the sense of joy and faith in humanity that really shines through, the optimism, the quiet dignity with which we approach the second hour of the podcast.
yeah,
Yeah, but no, I think I do think games will be okay, but
yeah.
obviously we're in a terrible moment at the moment.
It's because of the
Which
fucking teenagers using AI instead of doing work, Mike. It's their fault. They're killing the
what it
planet
is.
now. It's just that's us floating in the middle. We tried.
Did we try? Did we try that hard?
I
I don't
tried
know
a
if we
bit.
tried that hard. You
I
tried a
turned
bit. I tried
the
a bit.
light
I
off on my
recycle.
TV. You know, the standby light.
Yeah,
That was supposed to
that's
save the
true.
world. Do you reckon like one AI search undoes all of the standby lights being on your TV electricity, just wipes it out?
That's the kind of thing that I would actually want to go and do 4 hours research before answering that question. I wouldn't want to get that wrong, but it is hilarious that as a species we finally have hit a point where renewable energy is actually cheaper. Like economically, we absolutely can shift enormous, and many countries are enormous parts of our infrastructure over to renewable energy. And at that exact point, humans work out a new way to burn a lot of energy.
Yeah.
Why? It's
Because
absurd.
money. We have to make money. The people with all the money
Yeah,
need to make more money because something capitalism. I don't really understand it. I'll be perfectly honest. What is the
yeah.
economy, Mike?
The economy is lie agreed upon, I think.
Oh,
That's a dumb answer that sounds clever, which is always what I'm going
I
for.
don't know. I've seen
Um,
SpaceX's stock. It seems to be true.
um, but yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go because I
Well, you ending it
promise.
on that note? That's the note we're
I
ending this podcast on.
Well, no, we're gonna end this on the note of people just to
Go on,
remind
wish
everyone
list.
they should wish list Vampirium 1997. Genuinely will make a big difference. And also, if you ever find yourself in a conversation with someone at the BBC, just lean forward and say that Dan should probably be show running Doctor Who.
I've written
Those
one
are the two
before.
objectives.
I've written a Doctor Who
You've
audiobook.
written a Doctor Who audiobook.
Yeah. And it was
Um,
Doctor Who magazine said it was the best one of that box set. So, just saying.
the people demand it.
The
It
people demand it.
is. It's what the community wants.
Yeah.
And the BBC should absolutely listen to the community. They are funded, after all, by the license fee. They
Mm-hmm.
should be led by the community, by society.
Doctor Who needs a
Um,
Count Bin face, and I will be that Count Bin face.
oh my goodness! What explaining Count Binface to the Americans in my life has been so much fun. I've had a good time with that.
There's a guy with a bin on his
Um,
head, and he's basically the best thing that we've got to stop the rise of fascism in this country.
and the absolute irony, if slightly snooty sarcasm is what stops Farage, it'll be beautiful. It's so British.
It
It's
is the
such a
most
British
British
way of
thing.
taking out that guy.
Yeah.
It's so it's the shit that actually makes me patriotic.
Yeah.
Genuinely, that
Genuinely.
we are snide bastards, and I love that we are weaponizing that in this moment. That is amazing.
Hey, we got
It is
rage.
the
We got Rage Against the Machine in number one. We can get Count Bin face elected.
we can get this done. All right.
Right.
I'm calling it.
Let's
It's
call
been an
it there.
absolute pleasure.
Go and wish
Thank you, listeners.
list.
Should we make a loud noise to wake up the sleepers?
999. What? Well, I was trying to
997.
promote your shit, and you're
19
trying to rebuild.
Please don't announce
997. I know. I was fucking with you.
Don't announce the third game in the trilogy. We're still trying to get this one done. We'll get to 1999 eventually, but
I'm going to wait in the
let's
cupboard in
start
the
here.
game until it becomes 1999. And then I'll play the whole game in 1999. There's
love
nothing you can do about it.
I love it.
Anyway, bye everybody!
Bye.